Good day, my name is Freedom Mncina, and uh, today's class I want us to go through um, the setting up of Cubase, how to set up a Cubase and save a project. And just want you to go through with me a few steps that we will touch on and until we have finalized the setting up of the project. Okay, I've already opened my Cubase here. I had to open it so that I can able to share on the screen. So most of the time, if you see this window here, you'll want to go to a recent project. If you want to open a recent project, a template for recording, scoring, production, mastering, and more. But then we're gonna use more here and select the empty. So our template will be empty. So we quickly go to our destination folder where we want to save our project. And if I click here and I can go into the desktop or anywhere and create a folder, that's where our project is going to be created. And I'll say class, sorry, classwork 1. Um, just to have this folder here, and of course another folder within that folder here. We're just going to call it uh, saving project. And of course we create this project. So if you select the default location, it's going to go straight into the new folder that you have created, and the prompt to project location, probably it's going to go into other folders or the recent or I mean the one that was used last or something like that. So we're just going to go into create, and we have our project that looks like this. I think it kicked me off because of the sound, Cubase, and that sound. But let's quickly continue. We'll see if I don't think I'm still there, but then it's okay. The screen, is it still here? This, I think it stopped recording. We're still recording. So we're gonna go back to our project over there. Our Cubase project, and bring it on the screen. Hopefully there's nothing wrong here. So once we have our project like this, open like this, so the first thing that we want to do is to create a CPR file. A CPR file is the file that every time you want to go into that particular project, let's say it's your song, or yes, song, and the following day you want to go and revisit it, you're just going to go into that CPR file and click on it and able to open. So if I were to go into my desktop, I'm not sure if you can see my desktop. Let me just quickly check here. I don't think you can see my desktop. So is my Cubase still there? Let me check the sharing. I think it stopped sharing this thing. It did. It stopped. So you're gonna go to Cubase, share again, include sound. Sorry. So if it's like this, you just go to File and save your project. Just go to save or save as, it doesn't matter. I'll talk about this saving and save as. to when you save as or save your project. So because this is a new project, we can just quickly say save, and we're gonna say saving project, and we hit the save button. I will have to share my desktop again if I want to. There's something that I wanted to show here, but then let's quickly go and look into what you need to do here. If you go to Studio into your Cubase, uh, if you go to Studio into your Cubase, and then you go to the Studio Setup, it's gonna open another window that you can use here, and it's very much important for us to assign the sound card or audio interface that we are using here. So you need to click where the audio system and then move into this section here where you can change your audio interface. So this time should be using this generic low latency ratio drivers, but should I hit here, it's gonna kick me out in terms of the vocal or you hearing me. So I'm gonna leave it here because we don't need sound. But if in case that you need sound, if you are using Focusrite USB ratio, the audio interface, then you're going to change to it. In our studio, of course, we use the X32, which is the Behringer Producer X32. So if you are using Studio One, you will see that it will have this X32 here, X32 USB. If you go to Studio 2, it's the M Audio. You will see there's M Audio over there, and you can change based on what or which sound card or sound device that you are using. So I'm gonna leave it to here, and then of course close and go to studio again. Now we are assigning audio connection, so we're gonna go to audio connection, or a shortcut to that is F4. If you click the audio connections, the two options that we need to look into here, it's the input and the output. The output, you just assign the output into 1 and 2, like right, so the left and the right, 1 and 2, and the input depending on what type of an instrument you are recording. Which instrument are you recording? Are you recording a stereo or mono? So most of the time, it's if it's microphones, it has to be mono. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click and say remove bars, and then again add bars, because we want to change it to be what mono configuration. It has to be mono. The number of counts or of bars that you want to add here. So for this class, we're gonna just have one, but you can change into 8, 32. It doesn't matter, right? So I just double click, then press one, and then okay. So I'm gonna have one count, and let's quickly close this. Now that we have one count, if you go to project and then add track, you can able to add your audio tracks, instrument, MIDI, sampler, but we are focusing on the vocal that we will record as our instrument. So it's gonna be an audio track. The configuration, remember, it's mono most of the time. The microphone will assign it for us, but I don't want it assigned for this class, so just gonna leave it like that. And of course, the output, it has to be stereo. And then if you want to name it, you can simply say vocals or vox, um, and then, or if it's an instrument, you can say keys or drums or kick, whatever that you want to add over there. So I'm gonna just say vox and add. Then we have our audio track over here. Now, the two things that we need to pay attention to is the input routing and output routing. The output routing is stereo out. You remember the stereo out here. This is the stereo out on the output routing, the left and right stereo out. The input routing, it has to say mono or mono in. So we will assign a mono in on the input routing. So we route it in the input here, and then it's gonna give us a feedback on the output. So this is our audio here. So if I click here, my battery. Okay. If I click here, I can able to say if there is no bars, that means it deactivate everything here. I cannot able to record. Should I press record? It's not gonna record. But then if you assign the mono in, right, it enable everything. So if you click enable record, you can able to record. This is for monitoring so that you can check that it's picking, right? Of course, these are the two things that you need to take care of. So I'm just gonna press Z so that my recording at least it shows, right? So I'm gonna take it back to there, to the starting point. Just gonna record for 2, 3, or 4 bars, and then we'll be done with our class for today. So if I press record here, of course you can hear and see that it is recording. So you will adjust according, you will adjust the microphone according to that, right? So you don't want it to hit too much or get to the top or the bottom. That will be clipping. So you want it to be average, just to go around here so that it gives you enough headroom. So that's what you need to do while you are recording. Adjust your inputs or your gain into the preamps that you'll be using. When you're done recording or any changes that you do, remember to go to file, save, right? You decide to record maybe something else. It is a recording file, and then save, just to save your project, or Control S to shortcut to saving your project. I think we are done for today. Please try and practice this method, and I'm gonna quickly go and share, and then share another screen here. Stop sharing, and then go to the desktop. Just want to close this, the desktop, and this, I want this one to appear. So I'm gonna quickly go to share, and then share this file over here. So this is the file on the desktop that we added when we were creating our project. So if you remember, it's saving project. If I go inside the folder, and then I'm gonna have this CPR file, saving project. This is the CPR file that I was talking about. This is the audio track or audio folder where all the recorded audios will be stored in. So remember, if you submit your project, you need to submit the whole folder, not only the CPR file. Because if you submit the CPR file, when I try to open on my end, it's gonna say missing audio tracks, and your song or any recording that you did won't be giving us any audio. So yes, that's what you need to do. I thank you. I hope you had a good time and you enjoy this class. I'll see you when we're doing another class.